Well, my family come here in Boone County in the early 1850s, still around Riggs and Hallsville. And then they actually settled on the farm that we're on in September 1921, which will be 100 years coming up. They had a full section of ground at the time, and that in the 20s and the 30s, they made a lot of burrow stays, and my grandpa was a big walnut log purchaser, and he actually did a lot of logs out of Hickman High School parking lot before it was actually established years ago. There were 7 brothers and sisters all together. My dad was the youngest. He was 2 months old when he moved here. And my dad and uncle that was 2 years older actually stayed with the farm and farmed all the way up to 1975. In the 30s and the 40s, they ran a thrashing machine a lot around in the countryside for lots of farmers in the area. Had one of the first mobile balers in the area. It was a water tie baler. It took 7 people to operate it, but it was self-propelled, had a canvas pickup on it. In the 50s, when my dad got back out of World War II, started digging some ponds also in the area, and they was the deeper ponds that was dug in the area. And in the 60s, they had a big feed lot in the 60s and the 70s, and they fed around 600 to 700 head of fat calves a year. We also was in the certified seeds growing business for many years. My dad and uncle was, and we kept that going until about 1995. Today we're farming right around 3,000 acres total. We managed over 2,200 acres of crop ground, another 700 or 800 acres of hay and pasture ground that we have our cattle on, and we are grinding feed for our background cattle. And depends on how many we have at the time, but sometimes we grind at least twice a week. Today we have over 100 head of cattle, and we background about 75 calves to 80 a year, and we keep about 20 back for fat calves for local people for quarters and halves. We incorporated in 1982, so we was actually one of the first ones in the area to do a family corporation. Currently my brother is president of the corporation, and I am the secretary treasurer of the corporations, and our 2 wives is actually on the board of directors or shareholders of it. My sister doesn't have much to do with the actual farm, but she does own the farm with us, and they help out on the farm when needed to, and all the kids over the years have helped out on the farm. We're kind of different than most farming outfits. We do a lot of our own work. We do our own spraying. We do a lot of our own mechanical work. We had actually one of the first big shops around. It's a small shop compared to today, compared to everybody else's now. 2 nephews just went to heavy equipment mechanic schools, and we also build some of our own parts here now, and they've been doing a lot of motor overhauling for tractor pulls and building some parts for other people. In our community, we have a Englewood Community Club down here, which is part in our neighborhood, and we've always helped with cooking the mutton down there for the last probably 50 years. We also do a lot of work with the Columbia FFA alumni that we got started in about 1989, and we've done a lot of fundraising over years. And then we got doing the area contest lunch at the Boone County Fairgrounds in the Pork Producers Building to help feed the kids. And that was one of the big fundraisers for us. Then in about 1997, I was approached by the Bradford Farm to help serve the kids that come through there. And we started out with about 300 kids, and we had no idea what was going to go on with that. And in the last couple of years we did it, we had over 2,200 kids a couple of times. Always fed at least 1,500 kids. It's a great thing for the high school kids to come out to see for the university what they teach and what they wanted to go into a different field than what their local high school actually taught them. And from mechanics to the veterinarian school to the agronomy to vegetables, and we was fortunate enough to get the job of feeding the kids and raise a lot of money. It took about 3 to 4 tons of food to feed the kids at the time, a couple trailer loads, and it took around 24 people to put it on. We asked Century, the FFA alumni, to come down and help us serve the kids because it was getting so overwhelming for us. And we was raking around $4,000 to $5,000 a year profit off of that, and that was good incentive for the kids. And over the years, we probably have raised, I'd say probably closer to $50,000 for the kids. About 7 years ago, the Syngenta company approached us about doing a test plot on our farm out here at one of our farms to do their training, and we agreed to do that, and they're doing it right here at our shop location. And we have learned a lot from them being here on the property of planting corn defs and soybean defs and different seed treatments on their seeds and fungicides and insecticides and different varieties. And they're using it for training purposes for their reps and for some MU students that's been here. And it's been a really eye-opening experience for us and our neighbors for having this plot at our place.